Hi guys, I hope you're having a beautiful day today. In this video, I'm going to be doing a channeled message from the fairy realm. There are 3 groups to choose from. Group 1 is the Amethyst. Group 2 is the clear Quartz. And group 3 is the Tiger Iron. So if you want to take a moment to center, focus on your breathing, and feel whichever group, maybe multiple groups or perhaps all of the groups that you're most drawn to, I'll give you a minute to make your selection and then we'll get right into it. And there are timestamps in the description box of the video for each group if you'd like to jump ahead. And up next is a close-up photo of the crystals to help you better make your selection. Hi, Group 1. You chose the Amethyst. So I'm going to start out with some tarot and use these as the framework for the channeling, and then I will dive into the deeper energies surrounding that. I'm going to be channeling in the first person tense using pronouns such as I, me, you, and we, and then I'll follow that up with some standalone message cards and close the reading out with some initials. Okay, we have the 4 of Wands, the 3 of Pentacles, 5 of Wands, 4 of Pentacles, 10 of Swords, 6 of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, 3 of Swords, the Empress, and the 8 of Pentacles. Give yourself a break. You have cleared some heavy energies at this time. You have burned the candle at both ends and your energy reserves are dwindling very low. It is time for you to take a step back and sink into the process of allowing yourself to be rejuvenated through the beauty of your own energy. There will be plenty of time for you to accomplish everything that you need to get done before the opening of the next cycle of your life commences. This is an opportunity to stop, catch your breath, and give yourself a well-deserved rest and vacation. Your work ethic is admirable, but in order for you to reach longer-term goals, you are going to need to learn to pace yourself a little more appropriately. Do not shame yourself for the ways in which you have been so enthusiastic in climbing over hurdles most would have looked at and simply chosen never to even embark on the process of mapping a unique way up and beyond because of how treacherous these things are and how lonely the journey was going to be. Yet you are someone with an intrepid spirit. There is an adventurer that lives deep inside of you that has a hunger to experience more than what ordinary life has offered you up to this point in time. It is important that you learn to balance this enthusiasm with the ability to stop and simply look around at the blessing that each moment presents to you in the here and now. You are somebody who is destined to live a more authentic life than those around you, and so it is reasonable that you will be misunderstood many times in terms of your methods and purpose and the energies which drive you forth when others around you are simply content to settle within themselves and in what has been handed out to them up to this point in time. You are in the process of refining aspects within yourself through the journey that you find yourself on, to be a way shower and a guide for others who simply cannot stand anymore the stagnancy that they have been thrust into, and are looking for a key holder to show them the way to fashion a unique form of liberation for themselves beyond the constraints of the ordinary, so that the imaginal is possible. Use your unique vision at this particular point in time to start to dream in a more fine-tuned and yet larger way of the ways in which you want your life to unfold in the next year, and then the one after that, and the one following. Because in this next triple cycle, you will understand that you are going to be able to leapfrog in a monumental way, where your progress has been slow and has tested your patience so far. Things are going to open up for you very rapidly. And so it is important that you anticipate ways in which you will be needing to shift and change your approach and attitude at the drop of a dime, so that you don't miss out on being in the right circumstance at the right time for the right individuals to receive you as your best self. You have planted beautiful seeds of intention in the past, and you have watered them diligently by accepting certain losses for what they are and focusing on all the raw potential that still exists to create something better for yourself after everything that has happened. You move with integrity and with a pure heart, and this will always set you ahead of others who have greed as their motivation and look to other people simply as stepping stones upon which they can accelerate themselves to certain milestones and goals in general. You are a humanitarian at the heart of everything, though your faith in humanity has been tested on more than one occasion. Never give up hope in the power of others to redeem themselves, because a beautiful soul such as yourself has been able to go through many different kinds of metamorphoses, and so the same is possible for others, no matter what dissenters want you to believe can be the case. You stand at the threshold of a very beautiful unfolding. You have awakened a part of you that has been dormant for quite some time and has been waiting for this exact recipe of circumstances internally and externally in order to be able to accomplish in a more absolute way what would have been impossible even a short time ago. You are encouraged to dip deep within yourself in order to find the strength from past life versions of you that sit eagerly at the forefront of you blossoming into the best version of yourself, so that the incarnations to come for you are projected to be better than what you have known up to this point in time. You did not simply bring wounds with you into this lifetime. You also have certain gifts that it is this precise version of you that is finally strong and resolved enough inside of yourself to be able to wield responsibly and to decipher and understand in a way that would remain a mystery to others if they had access to such energies and potentials themselves. You have done a beautiful job of erasing obstacles inside of yourself so that your energy flows more freely in the direction of what can be created rather than what is holding you back. Continue to listen to your heart as you determine what steps to take next and in which direction. You are further ahead towards meeting your goals than you give yourself credit for, and it's high time that you take note and celebrate everything you have accomplished and have become so far. So, those are your messages. Let's see what else the fairy realm wants you to know right now. Okay, we have the troll fae. Follow the secret signs as treasures can be found where you least expect them. hedge guardians, walk wintershins and seek the land under the hill. The griffin, be brave and fly above the clouds. The green maid, let the green fae speak to you, let them guide you to safety. The honey mother, sometimes the greatest magic lies in the smallest forms. Owl song, whisper secrets to the moonlight, find strength in stillness. The storyteller, stories are medicine, strengthening and renewing. The woodwife, trust your inner wisdom. Away we fly, take the cloud roads, delight in your imagination. And the forest walker, keep courage, be gentle. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name, or can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. Got C, G, T, O, I, V, A, V, J, N, P, Z, and B. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you'd like a personal reading, there's a link for that below. I hope to see you again in another video. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 2. You chose the clear quartz. So I'm going to start with some tarot and use these as the framework for the channeling, and then I will dive into the deeper energy surrounding that. I'm going to be channeling in the first person tense using pronouns such as I, me, you, and we, and then I'll follow that up with some standalone message cards and close the reading out with some initials. Okay, we have the Seven of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the Hermit, Six of Wands, Ace of Cups, Queen of Wands, Knight of Cups, Five of Wands, Eight of Swords, and the Page of Wands. You are inspiring others by simply being yourself. Others are learning to focus on what is important and to cut away from what is frivolous and performative, because you have taken a bold step towards aligning with your authentic life in a way that may be shocking to some, but is a sigh of relief to others who always knew that you had the potential within you to change your circumstances for the better. You are braver than you give yourself credit for, and this is because you have chosen to become a conscious co-creator of your own reality. The easier road would have simply been to eat what was handed out to you, but instead you have questioned the contents of what has been presented, and you are choosing to instead move in the direction of a more self-sustaining existence, which ensures that you will align with what is truly best for you, mind, body, and soul, which will set you apart and continue to make you isolated from those who never question their surface-level reality. reality. But deep inside, you understand at your core that this is the more rewarding type of life in order to be able to look back at the years that you have lived and know that they were well spent as opposed to squandered. You have not outsourced your contentment to others, and this is drawing towards you things that will be more deeply fulfilling than you can even comprehend at this moment. You have caught the attention of people who are able to assist you in furthering your progress towards certain goals, to live a very different kind of life than what you were told for many, many years was possible for someone like you. You have talents inside of you that are stirring to life, and it's important that you give yourself full artistic license in the ways in which you experiment with these things, to give voice to that part of you that has been an observer of the world and has viewed certain things from a unique lens and perspective, that now is ready to express those things out so that others may take in the artistry of your perspective and be illuminated in a mystical and meaningful way. You are someone who has a very beautiful heart in the sense that you help to ease the suffering of others, even when that means taking much of that suffering onto yourself. It is a heavy burden that you have carried forth to this point in your life, and it's important that you seek out resources in order to learn how to alchemize all of that heaviness and distress that you are picking up in the ambient environment around you into something that does not weigh you down or set your own emotions off kilter, but instead is compartmentalized within an aspect of yourself that you might rightly title junk belonging to other people, so that you are able to differentiate between your own moods and polarities and that which is simply an experience of parroting what you are deciphering from the undercurrent and tone within the energy of others. You will find in this next season of your life, as your light becomes louder and you become more audacious in your self-expression, that there will be some who are troubled by your boldness and authenticity. But these people have merely been catalyzed and initiated onto their own path of retreating so far from their own shadow that they are forced to descend into a dark night of the soul. It is not your purpose to chase after them and to try and explain that there is nothing to be afraid of by the nature of who you are when you are living authentically. There will be others who pick up on your signal and are drawn to that unique light in a way in which brings forth a mutual reciprocity of exchange that is medicinal for all parties involved. You have long enough been the person that has dimmed your light in order to make others comfortable. It is time to turn the volume up on your brightness and encourage others to seek out sunglasses if they cannot handle the glare of you being true to yourself and how bright that is within this world filled with illusions. You have every right to demand something more for yourself in this life. You have settled for mediocrity far too long, and it is time to raise your voice so high that your desires have no choice but to turn to attention and to listen to your imploring that certain circumstances be reshaped according to your own co-creative hand in order to optimize the possibilities of getting exactly what you want in a beautiful way. You have done an excellent job of making sure that others were placed in the right position for themselves in order to experience wish fulfillment in the variety that it existed for them. It is now your turn to stop playing small with your life and simply outsourcing your magic to others. It is time for you to be the wish maker in your own life, to take some time to stop and dream, and to give respect to the versions of yourself that you have outgrown, that put your own need for fulfillment on hold because you were quick to rush to the aid of others who were in distress internally and needed to find ways in order to lift themselves up beyond the misery that was their lived experience. You can only heal those who choose to come to you for help, and it's important that you learn to set better boundaries within yourself in this capacity because your light and your life is precious. You have become accustomed to people who come and simply dip their cup within the well of you, drink for a minute, and then scamper on their own way, to repeat the same patterns of self-destruction, only to come limping back to you looking for a handout, when time and time again you have given them a taste of the tone of what it means to lift one's head high even when the world seems to be crashing down. It's important that you increase the price of admission to your presence. You are a gift within the life of others, and you are not somebody who should stoop down to making yourself readily available for those who are unwilling to do the work of creating a mutually beneficial and pleasant relationship for everyone involved. You have prioritized your own well-being, and this has opened new doors of possibility for you in order to align with circumstances that bring out the best in you naturally. It is time for you to create closure for yourself in the ways in which you have been so hard on yourself, for choices that you made in your uninformed past, which led to the current circumstances that you find yourself in now. Your penance has been paid. There is only tomorrow from this point moving on. There is no sense in looking in the rearview mirror and lamenting over what had gone wrong, or sitting and holding space, waiting for others to try and figure out that you were the blessing all along that they let slip through their fingers. Continue to put one foot in front of the other. Keep your eyes fixed upon the horizon, and keep your senses alert, because you are nearing the place of being able to perceive and actively move toward a more blessed type of experience than you have known up to now. So those are your messages. Let's see what else the fairy realm wants you to know right now. We have the fairy harper. Find the words to long forgotten songs and dance to the music in your soul. The silent one. Watch the shifting shadows and be a caretaker of silence. The soothsayer. Travel the road seldom taken. The storyteller. Stories are medicine, strengthening and renewing. The spirit familiar. Seek loving connections and cherish friendships. The forest sister. The moon shines brightest after the storm. The griffin. Be brave and fly above the clouds. The gnome of mushrooms and buttons. Seek silliness and joy. They are wise teachers. The mandrake spirit. Keep yourself rooted in the earth. Spring is coming. Dream deep. And strange journeys. Take control of your quest. Choose your companions wisely. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name, or could spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. We've got D, Z, Q, L, I, F, X, Y, G, E, G, K, T, A, R, M, U, and W. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you'd like a personal reading, there's a link for that below. I hope to see you again in another video. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 3. You chose the Tiger Iron. So I'm going to start with some tarot and use these as the framework for the channeling, and then I will dive into the deeper energy surrounding that. I'm going to be channeling in the first person tense using pronouns such as I, me, you, and we, and then I'll follow that up with some standalone message cards and close the reading out with some initials. Okay, we have Death, the Devil, Four of Cups, Temperance, Page of Cups, Strength, Knight of Cups, Three of Cups, the Fool, and the Nine of Pentacles. This is not the end. This is your resurrection. This is the opportunity for you to pull out all the stops in terms of proving the previous version of yourself that had given up hope wrong. You are able to pull many rabbits out of many hats at this particular point in time, and there will be those who question your comeback story because it will seem almost too good to be true. But you know deep inside this long and arduous road that you have had to walk to come to this particular threshold where you are able to summon all of the courage that you have inside of you and to burst forth in an unexpected way to announce to the world that you are not only back online, but you are better than ever. There is something inside of you which just will not quit. And even your naysayers are impressed with the ways in which you are determined to rise again and again in the face of challenges that others look upon as clearly insurmountable, and yet which you have managed to almost levitate over as if it were nothing at all. There is an aspect of you which is stirring to life at this moment that will surprise even you by the way in which you are able to boldly step in the direction of certain goals that you had only looked towards from the sidelines of your life timidly for a point in time. Do not worry about the energy that has pulled itself away from you. It is only closed for a period of spiritual maintenance and shall be back with you shortly as a renewed version of itself to correspond to all that you have enlivened within yourself in many different ways. You are not meant to walk your path in a lonely energy. There is a companion out there for you in the flesh who will be the right and true fit for the version of you that continues to announce itself in new and unique ways with every step that you take towards the direction that your heart's desire is beckoning you in. It's okay to be confused about what happens next, and in the midst of being tossed around within many options and possibilities within your heart and mind, you will stumble through a doorway that had been cloaked in secrecy up to this point in time, but now opens gently for you because you have reached the threshold of being required to know what it is next that you are to reach towards, because other goals in the past have been accomplished in ways that you cannot yet perceive but will come to understand. And so it is time to dream in a different direction in order to keep this momentum of expansion going for yourself totally. You are a person who has garnered a degree of patience which makes others envious. There are people around you who leapt in the direction of the first shiny thing that presented itself and are now locked within a particular timeline that has extinguished certain options that would have been attainable for them if they had only kept the faith for just a little while longer. It is not important that you stop and entertain for very much longer what is now the condition of the existence of certain other individuals. And while you may feel in a way that you are almost counted out from the flock and the fold that once felt so familiar to you, this is because you are in the process of gathering to you a more appropriate soul tribe that will resonate with the liveliness inside of you, as well as all of the possibilities that are still open because you did not anchor yourself to limited experiences in the past. You have the ability to do so much with so little, and this is something which makes others look towards you as a valuable member of the team that they are trying to amass in their own life. You will come to find that collaborations that you experience in the near future are more mutually beneficial and reciprocal for all parties involved. You have long enough been the person who did all the hard work while others took all the credit, and now it is time for your name to appear in lights because you have created a level of authority inside of yourself through your willingness to be patient and wait for the right moment to present itself and then leap towards it at full force. There is an energy inside of you which seeks its complementary companion. This is the compass which will guide you out of your comfort zone and in the direction of new and unusual experiences that will shape you for the better. You have closed out a cycle of needing to learn lessons through pain and loss, and it's important that you give yourself time to acclimate to the reality that you now exist within a sphere where lessons are learned through blessings and what you shall accumulate that is beneficial. There are people who are applauding you at this particular point in time, though they remain cloaked in shadows, because you are clearly doing a unique dance in a co-creative way for the universe, and it has been made known to them that it is not their purpose to interfere at this point in time, but there will be an opportunity for them to give you flowers, embraces, and celebrate you out loud in the not too distant future. You are a person who can accomplish the impossible, and therefore you are looked to as an authority as far as extraordinary matters are concerned. It is important that you listen to the wisdom inside of yourself that has been fashioned through a process of having to learn to live with certain mistakes while giving yourself the opportunity to explore and experiment in new directions so that you could redefine what prosperity means for you moving forward. You are a gifted individual who was never meant to exist within the plane of mediocrity. You are always meant to stand out from the crowd, and although at times this has made you feel like an outsider or like you were ostracized, the universe does in fact have a very unique purpose for you, to align as just the right person, to showcase that many things are possible for other individuals who are still at this point in time wandering within labyrinths of trial and error, and will reach a place of hopelessness within themselves, where you will appear as that answered prayer that seems to have manifested out of thin air and yet has been here all along. So those are your messages. Let's see what else the fairy realm wants you to know. We have the soothsayer, travel the road seldom taken. The Northwood Fae, take time for hibernation and healing. Keep going, trust in yourself, you have all that you need. owl song, whisper secrets to the moonlight, find strength in stillness. The fairy harper, find the words to long-forgotten songs and dance to the music in your soul. The sentinel, new opportunities shall manifest in unexpected ways. The storyteller, stories are medicine, strengthening and renewing. Spiny sister, take pride in yourself. Lady of the lost, give to others, treasure life and all its magic. And the witch hare, cross the threshold, leap the hedge, go over the wall. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name, or can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. We've got N, M, O, C, B, N, F, C, D, Q, V, B, Y, E, R, Y, H, and L. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you'd like a personal reading, there's a link for that below. I hope to see you again in another video. Please take care and be well.